What's up, old school homies? Today we're going to talk about Jaspers. I got someone who asked me a question. Can you talk about Jaspers? I've been waiting for somebody to ask me a question this entire channel. Thank you for asking me. Alright, let's break it down. Jasper, in simple terms, is chalcedony that's opaque and has color. You could take it further and say, what is chalcedony? Well, chalcedony is microcrystalline quartz intertwined with mogonite. Mogonite is quartz, but it's little balls that are so small that you can't see them. They're microcrystalline mixed in with microcrystalline quartz. Mogonite is the round part. Quartz, it looks like quartz crystals, like druzy. Mogonite will be intertwined with it and create chalcedony. So mogonite is chalcedony, and microcrystalline quartz is chalcedony. So we know what chalcedony is, and we know what jasper is. It's basically has impurities in it that make most of the colors, mainly iron oxides in most cases, but there are other ways that jaspers can be colored. And that's where it sort of gets to be a topic that's complicated. A lot of things get called jaspers that aren't microcrystalline quartz that has mogonite in it, which is chalcedony. Maybe bloodstone, for example. This is controversial, right? Like, bloodstone has needle-like structure. It has chalcedony in it too. There's an agate. You can see the agate's in there. The chalcedony's in there. There's color. There's pattern. And this rock, is it a true jasper? Because it's basically got a amphibolite structure to it. Then the rock's jasperized. And that's kind of where I like to use the term. It's not very popular, but it is a real term. Jasperized means that the mogonite and the quartz have intertwined into whatever rock it is and turn it into a jasper. So lots of things can turn into a jasper. A piece of wood can turn into a jasper. Petrified wood is considered a jasper. It's got color. It's opaque. You can't see through it. It would be agate if you could have translucency. So that's the difference between, is my rose quartz that I can't see that has color in it a jasper? No. It's due to the crystal structure, because this is rock quartz. It's not microcrystalline quartz. It's larger crystals that create it. It's a massive crystal. And see what else we got here. How many green jaspers can I collect? But they are different, like, let's go through how this is a rhyolite, which is not typically just like chalcedony. I find rhyolite all the time that has virtually no chalcedony in it, but that's the difference. Some chalcedony can soak into rhyolite and jasperize it, and then it turns into a jasper. Cut some yesterday. I've seen people cut them in Australia. They called them rainforest jasper. The green jaspers mixed in with the microcrystalline quartz jasperizes it. So it's basically turning the rock into a shiny rock. That's how I define jaspers. But you try to usually go that route for your own personal identification, but it doesn't actually cover all the loopholes of it, because there's other situations where maybe something is a jasper and looking for you, somebody, and there will be, like Briggs jasper. Briggs jasper is a sedimentary rock, and then it turns into a chalcedony because it has enough crystal content, quartz and mogonite intertwining with the rock, and it becomes a jasper. So it is a sedimentary rock a lot of the time until you get into the right area. Just like I was showing you guys that other rock I cut the other day that was like a conglomerate. It wasn't a pretty looking rock, but it had a high silica content. And any rock with higher and higher silica content created by chalcedony, which is microcrystalline quartz and mogonite, creates jasper. And virtually any rock can get jasperized. Like, so many different types of rocks can jasperize. And that's a term that should just basically be understood. There's different areas where rocks turn into jaspers and they become polishable. And this is important to us as lapidary people to know what polishes out. And jaspers are like the widest category of rocks. So you try to say, are jaspers rare? Yes and no. They're very rare and very unrare. And that sounds weird to say, but it's totally true. Jaspers are a location type of thing because every situation is different, and jasperized rocks have different patterns. Each one is different. They're all like a snowflake. More of the surface rocks face more oxidation, which creates more color patterns, which makes them more rare. The deeper you go in the ground, the less color there is. So are they rare? Well, the surface ones are more rare, and then going further down, they're less rare. But sometimes they just disappear. A lot of the veins of chalcedony disappear as you go further under the ground. But they also turn gray or white and blank. So are they rare? Yeah, they're rare. Each one that you find is very unique to the area, and some people want something from everywhere, but you can't really get going with that either, because older rocks get sold, and then we mine them out, and then we need to find other locations, and then those ones come out and they're amazing. The rocks from the 70s don't look like rocks from the 90s, don't look like rocks from today. Each generation sells different varieties.